Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to invite you for a discussion about theories in organizational behavior. This is not intended to be a formal lecture or a presentation with right and wrong answers. Instead, I hope we can exchange ideas, challenge each other's perspectives, and think together about how these theories help us to understand what actually happens in organizations. All these theories have their advantages and disadvantages when we write some new papers. But one thing I have noticed over the years is that many people see and accept these theories as abstract concepts that exist only in the textbooks. However, when we look closely, theories are everywhere. So we can have a look at the organizations, we can check any workplaces, and we will notice that what is written in the theory, it doesn't come exactly what it is written on the paper to the real life. Every time we try to explain why employees become engaged, why they leave an organization, why leaders succeed to fail, why conflicts emerge, or why people choose to speak up or remain silent, we are usually relying on a theoretical explanation, whether to realize it or not. But when we look at the other side of the medallion, we notice that there are lots of other factors we need to discuss. And sometimes we think that these factors are not that important, but in fact, all these factors can sometimes play great roles in shaping these theories. We cannot call them like deviations, or we cannot call these situations like outliers. In fact, they can open new ways for new perspectives for a new theory. And sometimes actually we just notice what we have underestimated in the past. For example, social exchange theory suggests that relationships are based on reciprocity. When employees feel supported, respected, and valued, they often respond with positive attitudes or behaviors. But on the other hand, we also need to know that sometimes the employees, they need to survive, and it is a strong need for them. So in such a situation, they may ignore the social exchange theory. Social cognitive theory, for example, emphasizes learning, observation, and self-efficacy. And SIP theory, for example, or the effective events theory. They all tell us something different. Effective events theory, for example, reminds us that emotions matter, that everyday workplace events can influence attitudes and behavior more than we sometimes expect. But in some other situations, we can see a lot of suppressive behaviors. There might be some expectations of a person about the future. Maybe that person is looking for a promotion. Maybe that person has a family to look after. And as a result, that person can stay rigid and may not get affected from his or her own emotions. So we need to also think about that. There are no strict boundaries. I'd like to also tell everyone that we need to think critically about these theories. Which theories do you find most useful? Which ones seem less convincing? Which ones did you really experience in your real life? Are these theories that have become so popular that researchers apply them almost automatically? Are there theories that deserve more attention that they currently receive? Especially when I hear from the other professors who were in the field, I hear a lot of different stories from them. For example, I talked to a professor who worked in a call center, and what I heard from this professor was something like that. When it comes to practice, all these theories are structured according to the workplace, and sometimes there are a lot of gray areas which needs to be discussed in detail. So rather than treating at the moment what I'm doing as a discussion about theories themselves, I'd like us to discuss what theories allow us to see, what they might overlook, and what you have experienced in your real life and what you have witnessed also, and how they can help us better understand employees, leaders, teams, and organizations. I look forward to hear about what you think about the situation. But actually, in fact, if there are any projects, I'd like to get involved. And if you took place in some of the projects which can shed light in the way these theories work, I'd like to hear it from you. Please feel free to jump in at any point. So the goal today is to simply have an open and engaging conversations about how we think about organizational behavior and the theories that shape our understanding of it. In fact, I'd like to make something together with the other professors. I value their perspectives, and I believe that any new perspectives will be enriching what we are discussing in a certain place, and people coming together can make brainstorming, and solely we may not think that efficiently, because actually efficiency will be increasing when more people come together. In fact, the value each person will be contributing to a discussion will be enormous if the numbers increase. That's what I believe. I wish in the future we can maybe discuss all those things face to face, and it will be more useful for us, especially it will be contributing to our research. That's what I believe. And as a sole researcher, I don't want to stay alone. I want to be together with you. Thank you very much.